Black entertainment community has just lost another one of its actors, Mr. Lance Reddick. Now, some of you can remember him from the hit show The Wire, and recently in the movie John Wick. He passed away suddenly on Friday, and many people sent their condolences, and they sent, their prayers and everything to this actor. And obviously, it's a sad thing, especially when there's such an untimely death. However, one thing about Mr. Lance Reddick that most of us probably didn't know, that he was married, but he's married to a white woman, Stephanie Reddick. All right. Now, once he passed away, on her Instagram, she shared, basically a heartfelt message to her late husband. But then, of course, Black Twitter started to respond. All right. Now, before we get into the responses, I have one in particular. She says this: Lance was taken from us. Sorry. Sad music. Lance was taken from us far too soon. Thank you for all your overwhelming love, support, and beautiful stories shared on these platforms over the last day. I see your messages and can't begin to express how grateful I am to have them. All right. But the issue is that we started to see his wife, Stephanie Reddick, and here is a photo of them together. All right. Now, people have some really interesting things to say, and I want to just read this one because this one is probably one of the nicer disses, right? Like Black Twitter went all in. I won't go into that because I don't want to get the video flagged. But this person says, that Lance Reddick fellow was happy as hell with his white wife. Y'all fake outraged or not? Okay. And then obviously looking at her, she, looking at her in comparison to him, people think that they're not a good fit for each other. They're disproportionate to one another in looks. That he married a lady that was very unattractive and that she happens to be white. That's what the mean comments say on Black Twitter. If that is your argument, fine, right? But I want to do this. Let's make the roles reverse. If Lance Reddick was a black woman and married to a white man, you would not get so much agony, right? You wouldn't get so many people responding on Black Twitter like you're getting. Nobody says that about Lonnie Love and James Welsh. Now, personally, I am a pro-black. I prefer black people to be in with blacks, but not everybody thinks like me. And I'm not here to look down upon you because, you do what you want. The people that I have the deep discussions for or the smoke for are the people who say they're hard body in the Pan-African community or in the black community. Then I'll take my issues with them there. But if you're a brother and you're living your life and you want to marry whoever you want to marry, I don't have any problem. It's not my business, right? But the issue is this man who you might not like the fact that he had a white wife or a white woman. I never recall Mr. Lance Reddick ever getting on a public platform saying anything derogatory about black women. Because see, here's something in Black America that we don't want to talk about. When you are in a black show, black folks think they own you, okay? Black folks think they own you when you're on the black show. You're not supposed to have nobody black. Same thing with the guy that was on Issa Rae. What's this guy's name? The one guy, right? That guy that was playing Lawrence on Issa Rae. He ended up marrying this white woman, and because he's in an all black production, black people feel like, well, you know what? Because you got your start from Issa Rae, and you now have this white wife, you own us something, right? That's what it is. You owe us something. And you can believe that if you want. But the reality is, and it's Jay Ellis is his name. The reality is that people do what they want to do in life. Okay? People do what they want to do or what they feel like, despite what we like. And the reality is that people have this opinion that, well, you know what? We're only talking about black men because they talk down on black women. Really? Well, what about Jay Ellis? Jay Ellis has a white wife. He had to turn off his Instagram comments. He didn't say anything. Okay. Every other black man, Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes. Jamie Foxx is one of the most biggest liberal ass kissers in Black America. Don't nobody say anything about that. All right. Or they do say something about it rather. Okay. Van Jones. hey, y'all got smoke for Van Jones. But these people never have a history of publicly disrespecting black women. The reality is that if you are a black man in America and you are successful, everything that you do, you owe it to black women. That's the reality, right? And let me just tell you this. I believe that the black community should have some accountability towards each other. That's my personal opinion. But everybody's not me. Everybody's not Dr. Umar Johnson. Everybody's not George Macon. The reality is people go to where they are appreciated. If it's in the black community or if it's in the white community. Obviously, he loved this woman and he married this woman. He wasn't going around and disrespecting black women. And I know what y'all gonna say. Well, his wife was not attractive. He could have stayed in the black community and got a black woman that looked just like that or better. And see, everything with y'all is about looks. Every black man ain't out here worried about looks. All right. There's plenty of black men that marry black women that are very successful and rich and their wife look average or sometimes below average. What you're not talking about is how you treat somebody. Okay. You're not talking about that. How you treat an actual man. Because good looks can only take you so far. But if you don't know how to treat a man, what good is those looks? Okay? It's just like being a black man with a long schlong and a nice body. But if you can't provide for a woman, if you're an abusive man, if you're not a good man, if you don't want to be a husband, what good is it? A black woman can use your looks to a certain degree. But what does a woman need? A woman needs you to lead, be faithful, be a builder, do something for the kids. Right? And if this is a woman that was doing those things for him and he was staying with her because, hey, he could have left his wife for somebody else that was younger and he didn't. He was staying with his wife until she died. Is that why y'all mad? Because here's the thing, right? It also paints the picture or puts the mirror in the face of black America, especially some of the ladies. Oh, we can't get no good black men. We can't get this. Okay, so how do you explain this guy who's with this lady that y'all are calling unattractive, or y'all are seeing that's overweight, and he's still with her when he could easily, in y'all opinion, get somebody else? He could easily be dealing with somebody else. But y'all are saying these guys don't exist. And we see these black men every day all across America with, if they're not dealing with, white women, they're dealing with Asian women. And if they're not dealing with African-American women, they're married to somebody in Africa. That's a big, huge thing nobody's talking about. You got a lot of African-American men dealing with women, first generation Nigerian, first generation, especially in the Ghanaian and Liberian communities. You see it sometimes in Ethiopian communities. And you're seeing that these women are appreciating these guys and want to be married to them. So why don't you talk about why y'all don't want to be married to these guys then? Because it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. If they're not wanting to be begging black women to marry them, then your wife is ugly. But then if they want to date you, you too corny. Which one is it? Like, seriously, everything is not about looks. And I'm not defending anybody to, go out there and swirl. But at the same time, I can't sit back and say I have not seen black men, sit back and be passed over only for folks to get mad when they get picked up by somebody else. Now you upset. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.